You know, today we're going to have a session about black people and money and black people. See, one thing I learned about being black is that you always need to be grounded. You always need to be rooted and grounded, because especially if you're in the entertainment business. And the reason why I say that is because most of our money, being black, comes from our fan base and how we treat our people. Yeah. Now see, I used to listen to NWA. Yes, I did. Yeah, oh, yes, I did. But I didn't let my children listen to it. My children didn't find out about it until they got older. Because the NWA wasn't the type of music that was appropriate for my children. But then, you know, folks let them listen to NWA, and it was all right. I guess they kids and whatever. That's why they made jails for what Ice Cube was saying, because he was saying them to F the police, and you know, the white establishment said, okay, well, then that's even better, because we're going to get some cemeteries and we're going to get the jails for them when they say that. That's why, you know, the jails are full of prisoners that are black men. So, Ice Cube during the election time, y'all remember Ice Cube, you know, he said that Donald Trump was going to produce all this money into the black community. That was his first term. And Donald Trump didn't. But Ice Cube wasn't worried about y'all. He said, you know what, I got a black fan base, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back and support Donald Trump. Because, see, I remember now, Ice Cube didn't really grow up in the hood. He had some nice parents, black parents, and they instilled things in him. But see, he couldn't let that don't sell. Being a thug and a gangster sell. Positive don't sell, but negative does. Okay. We got that. We established that. So Ice Cube came out, and you know, he says that Trump was gonna do this, and Trump didn't do it. Now the second term is that Ice Cube came out and told you this. He said, don't make nobody make you feel like you gotta vote, and you gotta vote for a particular person or a particular party or a particular color. Why would Ice Cube do that? When white folks came out in droves to vote for Donald Trump just because he was white. Yeah. But why would he say that? See, I'm sure, and a lot of us would agree, is that, you know what? A lot of these celebrities or rappers and stuff have let society down. Oh, they don't let Samantha down. Because, see, you know what? When they start saying that reminds me of, I went to this girl's house, and I remember she used to use cardboard to put in her shoes. Her working shoes. When she was going to school, she used cardboard to, you know, keep the soles in her shoes. And then she got money and everything. I remember me and her used to go to the thrift store together. That was our favorite pastime. We went to the thrift store together, and then all of a sudden she got this 6-figure job. And I asked her, I said, do you want to go somewhere? Let's go somewhere. Let's do something we used to do a long time ago. And I pulled up at the thrift store. And she looked at me like I had talked about her mama and her daddy. Oh, girl, I don't do that no more. Them clothes nasty and filthy and all blah, 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 blah. They've been worn. But when you were going to school, they were good enough for you. So now, have Ice Cube, is it clear to say that Ice Cube has fucked around and found out too? Well, you know, he can't really talk about. He's an older man now. He's in his 50s. You know, it ain't cool for an old man to be talking about, doing all this young stuff that he was doing. So that's the era. His Fridays franchise is half of them dead. The main characters that would have been something. Chris Tucker ain't finna, I hope he ain't finna go back to being Smokey. Because Chris Tucker ain't the same no more. Pop's dead. Who else? Debo passed. Let's see, who else? The man that he said that he was going to get that on the first one and lied about it, he passed away. All the good characters are gone. So now Ice Cube is left with a crossroad in his career. Not just rapping, but his acting career. Too old to be rapping about doing drugs and stuff. He old now. He old. He gonna that'll be a joke, But so he came out with this movie called War of the Worlds. I watched it, and I was so disappointed. He don't even look like a techie. He don't even look like a techie for that movie. They shouldn't have put him in there. They should have put him. I would have respected him if he had been put in an action-packed movie where, not that a thug, but something else. But he didn't even fit that profile. He didn't even fit that profile. And what about Snoop? Remember when Snoop said that anybody that he was waiting on somebody to go and tap dance for Trump? And then he went and did. And said he needed the money. Bump y'all. See, this is where we need to really start looking at those who we support. Now, you can't go after Target and Walmart and boycott them without boycotting our own, which is Snoop Dogg, Kanye, who else? And Ice Cube. Boycott them. They on Spotify. Boycott them. They trying to do their movies. Boycott them. Because who would better detriment and cause harm to our society than our own? You can't sit here and boycott Walmart for getting rid of DEI, but support Ice Cube, who told you not to vote for not only a black person, but told you to vote for Trump. See, one thing I learned is this right here. People with money, when you got to realize where their interest at, because see, Ice Cube ain't worried about how if the gas get too high, because he can afford that. He can afford them eggs. He can afford to travel. He's not missing nothing out of it. But you, on the other hand, yeah, buddy, they ain't got coupons for eggs. They ain't got coupons. So when we're putting people on the list, because see, black folks is selling us out. See, they selling us out. That's what's wrong, because they using their position to sell us out. Some elected officials, some celebrities and stuff, because they're not thinking about your family. Let me say this. They are thinking about your family. They thinking about how they can survive by hurting your family, by throwing you up under the bus. And we as black people, we need to stop looking at, we being portrayed from all over. And we need to stop looking at it that everybody black is going to help us, that Ice Cube is for the black people because he says he's the black people, because he says he was a thug and he wasn't. His children didn't even listen to his music, but yours did. Snoop. I used to say, no, not Snoop. Not Snoop Dogg. No. I used to look, like I said, I've been in car traveling and I listen to gin and juice. But not anymore. Not anymore. Kanye, I used to love that song. What's that song? Wait till I get my money right. I think that's the but no, not anymore. See, they got their money now. And they're not advocating for justice. It doesn't, they see the things that's coming out that's hurting you, and they think that it's not going to hurt them. But see, it's going to hurt them later than it is you. Yeah. That's something to think about. I hope this video gets to Ice Cube. I really do. I hope it gets to... I'm not down there. It might not. But if I was talking to Ice Cube right now, I wouldn't ask him how he feel about telling people to vote for Donald Trump. I would ask him, how does it feel to have money and still be considered an N-word? Yeah. That's how some black folks are. They feel like when they get money, they not black anymore. Candace Owens feel like because she married a white man, she's not black anymore. And that's the sad part about it. That's the sad part. See, some people may say, well, you know what? You just as country is all I do. Yeah, I might be. I might be country, yeah. And I don't have a lot of money. That's true. That's true. I don't, I ain't got what? I got to go on my little piggy bank and do some things. But you know what? I learned the most things in life is this right here. The people that helped you get up top and you throw them up on the bus be the same folks that you need on your way down. That ain't a statement. That's a fact. And now, Candace Owens is trying to come back to the black community saying she was portrayed, and Snoop is came out with an excuse saying how, you don't understand it. And Ice Cube got his son defending him about certain things, and he ain't said nothing. He been quiet, see. He been quiet. Because, see, them same black folks that help you get that house where you at and help you make the millions when you was doing all this stuff, you know what? They gonna be the same ones that supported you, that you thought supported you. So if you're gonna go after Walmart, you're gonna go after Target, you're gonna go after these corporations, go about all these so-called celebrities that have sold us out and then come back and act like, oh, I don't understand it. I don't get it. No, we got it. And now this is your FAFO time. Enjoy.